this is for the crochet classes at Weave and Wobble, so that way when you guys are not with me, you can refer back to this video for some refreshers and reminders. So just from the beginning, we have to make a slip knot. Remember, the way that I make a slip knot is I wrap the end around my first two fingers, and then I have my tail and my working end, and I pinch those down. Okay, then I take this loop and I bring it forward. I grab that back loop and I bring it forward, slide my finger in there, and then I take my two fingers out, and when I pull up, I get my slip knot. Okay, let's do that one more time. 2 wraps, pinch, bring the back forward, bring the back forward, middle finger into that back loop, remove your 2 fingers of your hand, and slip knot. Okay, I have an H hook here. Remember, these are the ones that my friend Tim made on the lathe. They're a little bit more comfortable to hold. I know those of you who are in class tested out some of them. Okay, and then we just tighten that slip knot around our hook, and we have our working yarn with coming from our ball. So let's loosen up some of that so that way it doesn't get in our way. So I wrap the yarn, I wrap the yarn around my pinky, across my palm and under my index finger for that tension. So again, around the pinky, across the palm for that index finger. Okay, that's my tensioner. This is the guy that allows me to have tension. For my working yarn. Okay, then I've got my hook. I'm going to yarn over. I'm going to pinch my knot with my thumb and middle finger, and I'm going to start my chain. Yarn over, pull my loop over. Right now we have 1 loop. When we yarn over, it looks like we have 2. Pinch at the base of that knot and pull over your hook. Yarn over and pull over your hook. This is your foundation chain. This is how you got to start all your crochet projects. Notice how this finger will help hold the loop as I yarn over so it doesn't get away from me. I can also adjust my pinch on my chain. I'll rotate my hook kind of towards my chest as I pull it through the loop. Finger down to hold the loop, yarn over, grab a hold of that chain, slide forward, rotate the hook kind of down towards my chest, and back. Hold my loop, yarn over, pull that back loop over the hook. Yarn over, let go of that loop, slide it over the hook. This just helps so I don't lose this as I'm trying to adjust and manage the other yarn. Take your time with this. No need to rush. Speed can come later, okay? So just to give you an idea of how the chain is looking. Got our little foundation chain there. And then we started on our single crochets for your first stitch in class. So we don't count the loop that's on the hook. So whenever you start counting, you have to look at your chains, and I always look at those little bumps that are right here. So we're going to skip the first 2 chains. So there's 1 and there's 2. So I'm going to work into this 3rd chain right here. So I'm going to take my hook and I'm going to stick it into the chain like so. Okay. Then you're going to yarn over and get out of your work. You always got to get out of your work before you make your stitch. So now I have 2 loops on my hook. I'm going to yarn over and I'm going to pull these 2 loops over the hook. There's our single crochet. Okay, and I'm going to do that again, going into the next chain. So you can kind of see where your work is coming out of this chain right here. So I'm going to go into this chain next to it. So I stick my hook into that loop, yarn over, get out of the work. I've got my 2 loops right here, yarn over, pull these through the hook, another single crochet. Again, we've got the yarn that's working in this loop, so we're going to come right next to it into this one. Okay, so I'm going to stick my hook right in between those 2 pieces, right in there. Okay, yarn over, get out of my work, yarn over, pull through 2. Okay, let's do that again, going into the next chain. And remember, when you're new and you're trying to figure out the chains or they're too tight, just skip one and go into the one you can get your hook into so that you can practice the stitches. So I'm yarn over, getting out of my work. I've got my 2 loops on my hook. I'm yarning over, pull through 2. Again, going into the chain, yarn over, get out of the work, 2 loops, yarn over, pull through those 2. Okay, so there is our single crochet. Okay, that's just working across for your single crochet. So we went over the slip knot, our chain, and our single crochet. Let's practice that, and then we'll add half double crochet on our next recap video. Hope this helps. Remember to check the website and the Facebook page for Weave and Wobble here in Belleville, Illinois, to make sure that you can catch up on our next videos and our next classes, and we'll see you then.